Hey, thank you so much for joining me today. Today I want to continue a conversation that I've been having with you for quite some time, and it is on my perimenopause experience. You know, even though I've done videos about this and podcasts and written books about it, I still feel like it's a conversation that is loaded with mystery. We don't know what to expect from this natural transition, and I think that any time that we can talk about it and share what we're going through, the more it's going to help us all get through it. The last time that we spoke was on a video about some of the things that I was doing to help myself, to support myself through perimenopause, and that was I was adding some green juice supplements, I was doing acupuncture, I was reducing my alcohol and sugar eating and drinking, and those all worked really well. But one thing that has really shifted for me in the last 4 or 5 months is that my periods are really changing, really noticeably changing. I've gone from someone who was getting periods regularly every 28 days to now I will miss period, but it will go for a couple weeks and then I'll get it. Or it will be the day my period's due and I'll get something that's just really scant. You can barely even call it a period. So it's really shifting and changing. And one thing that is a very big transition for me is to begin to start letting go of being attached to my period. I'm a weirdo. I've always really loved getting my periods. I like the feeling I get before I'm gonna get it. I like the feeling when I get it. I like taking a little bit of downtime. I've never really had any problems with my periods, so I've always really loved them. And I've always kind of known that I'm gonna miss them when they go. And so what I'm trying to do is to look at this time where my cycle is starting to get erratic as a time for me to kind of begin the long goodbye to them, to start getting used to not thinking about having a period in my life. So that means, like, you know, having some tampons on hand, but not really thinking about my due date anymore, just gently letting go. And I like that feeling because it means that there's an acceptance that's coming rather than fighting against, you know, wanting things to stay the same, wanting to physically stay the same. I feel like it's a bit of an allowing. That's the first thing. The second thing that I'm really noticing during this time where definitely my hormones are really changing is that I feel the metaphysical pull of some type of message behind right now. And what I mean by that is that when I first discovered I was in perimenopause when I was like 47 years old, and I realized there was all this kind of physical stuff going on, but I also knew there was some type of message being told to me. I knew that I needed to change some things in my life and start doing things that I really wanted to do. And when I followed that path, I really started to feel better, and I actually started getting really into the concept and the subject of perimenopause and women at this stage of life and all the transitions that happen for us. And I started to really love it. Now, here I am again, and I feel that, once again, that metaphysical calling. Like there is some kind of message coming to me. And I can feel that in the way that my body feels a little bit more like tired than usual. I feel a little bit more introverted than usual. I feel like I just kind of want to hole up in a little cocoon. And also I want that because I'm waiting to hear something. I'm waiting to hear like instructions for next thing. Now, realistically, this could be because, you know, I've written 3 books in the last 3 years, and I've done a lot of stuff that have really pushed me on a mental and physical level. So I could very well be in a stage where, hey, I just want to clear the vessel and allow for things to come in. Or, and I like the or better, I can use this time where my body is calling me to just lay a bit more low and listen. And listen and see where does it want to take me. And I really credit the practices that I have in my life that really help me kind of trust in the concept of intuition and trust in the idea of, you know, what is of messages. Because I think if I didn't have practices like my sitting practice my yoga practice, my walking practice, my gratitude practice, and on and on. If I didn't have those times where I actually like, whoa, stop the world for a moment, let me just think, I might be running around like a chicken without a head, not thinking about the fact that, hey, my body needs to chill a little bit, and hey, there's a message here. There's something that, you know, there's a next step for you to take. So just slow down a little bit and listen to it. And I really credit that a concept that Dr. Christian Northrup talks about, and that is the wisdom of menopause, where there are certain messages that are coming to you during this time, but will you listen? Will you answer the call? That is the big question. So my two things are that I'm letting go of periods. I'm letting go and just allowing myself to go through this process. I'm letting myself say goodbye rather than fight and kick and scream and drag my heels. Oh, I don't want to do this thing. Just letting it happen. And second, I'm allowing myself to go quiet and to listen for what is next. What is next? So those are two things going on with me right now. I'd love to know what is happening for you right now during your perimenopause journey. Is it matching what I'm going through, or are you having a completely different experience? So please post your comment below and tell me what is up. One thing I want to tell you, I'm really enjoying Snapchat. I mentioned in a couple videos back that I've been doing Snapchat. It's actually really fun and really easy, so I'd love you to follow me on there. It's Susan Paget, and I'll follow you back. All right, so that's where I'm at. There'll be more links on my whole perimenopause experience so far in the show notes for this video. And I hope that by me sharing for you takes a little bit of the mystery out of it and actually makes you see that this can be kind of a very unique opportunity to really find out who you are, how to support yourself, and also what's next. What's next? All right, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bonjour, OMG. I would love you to join me in my upcoming women-only retreat in Provence, France, June 6th through 11th. We're going to be doing yoga. We're going to be doing all the practices that I talk about in my vlogs. And of course, there's going to be culture, cuisine, and total battery recharging. So get more info over at thechangeguru.net/retreat.